You're such an asshole.
We got a question. I got an answer. He had money. Here we go. Hey, Clary, it's been a while. Last we left off, I had my foot in the door in digital marketing back in 2019. I'm now a blue-collar trade working with my family in a small construction company. My problem is, should I go for union? I feel bad leaving because family and all. Please let me know. Now, I do have to point out, because this is very germane to different subsegments of my clientele. Young men who belong to either immigrant families, particularly culturally speaking, Asian. You don't have to be an actual immigrant. You just have to be culturally Asian, notably Middle Eastern and East Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani subcontinent, and then also Latinos across the globe. There's also, I'd say, East Asian. Yeah, definitely East Asian, where there's family. I know you like to help out your family. You will not help out your family in any way, shape, or form unless you excel and become the best you could possibly do. Leaving your family doesn't mean you're abandoning them. I mean, and this is very common within you're Latino. I'm not breaking any secrets there, but aren't there literally millions of Latinos who come up from Central America and Mexico? Mexico's not Central America. And they leave their families and remit back home the money. In Dubai, I believe, God, half the workforce is Pakistani, Sri Lankan, East Indian, Bangladeshi, who remit money back to their home country as construction workers and other type of labor and light skilled labor. Oh, you could even say high skilled labor here in the United States. A lot of Indians come over here and do the same. What you maybe you guys, regardless of your cultural background, as long as your culture is like, oh, I have this obligation to my family. I've never had that. I didn't have a word in being born here, and you guys haven't provided jack. That's another thing where we get a lot of it. It's like, my mom wants me to give her money. I'm like, well, what? My mom is 43 and says she can't work. Whoa, wait, what? Where's your dad? Oh, he left. I'm like, no. But it sounds like your family's still intact. You want to know if you should go for union. I say, well, what are the details, pros and cons? He says, well, where I work, I make $37,000 after taxes, 43 before taxes. You're in California. That's nothing. That's nothing. You can make that much as a bartender. I like to work here for the experience and with people I'm comfortable with. We all don't get what we want. You starting to sound like a white girl from the suburbs. I'm comfortable and I don't want to. Okay. Tammy. Only thing I dislike is I have no benefits. When I work overtime, I get paid regular wage. They don't offer classes here, just on the job type learning. At the union, they offer all the good stuff. Yeah, more than 43 grand a year. I mean, you might have to put in your dues and all that, but if you get licensed, and now here's the thing, if you're in California, I'm just going to assume the licensure, before you commit to that, research the licensing requirements. Like, what's required? Like, what BS Marxist, leftist, Democrat regulatory overburdening regulatory hurdles did they throw in your way? Or could you go to Texas? Could you go, I mean, literally anywhere else? You know, so on paper, yes, I would do the union because I know it's going to pay more. But if it's 5 years before you finally get to kiss the ring, well, that's more so in the East Coast, especially New York. Well, you got to talk to Vinny and oh, hey, whoa, plumbing. Look, I know crap is falling out of all the towers and the skyscrapers and they're desperate, but we got to go through the proper channels. I don't know, Vinny, why New York is such a crap hole. Let's make sure nobody can become tradesmen. That way we'll keep our wages up and we'll all walk in the sewage together. That's New York. So I don't know if California is that way either, especially when they're not allowing for single family homes anymore. Boom. But in general, yes, union would be better than 43. Dude, being a bartender would be better. But the good news is it sounds like you got the skills and your family's there, man. And it sounds like you got your family. They're helping out. That sounds great. You got your family. That's okay. Leave your family. And then you'll appreciate them that much more. You're not abandoning them. You know, maybe me being brought up in America, like when I was a little boy, like 3, I realized all my relatives were out of state. Like we're the only ones living in Milwaukee. And I just thought you left. Like that you had to leave out of state. Like that was a rule. And then all of a sudden I realized everyone just kind of stayed around Milwaukee, which ended up being a bad choice for most of them. And I was like, oh wait, families stay together? What is that? I didn't think that was normal. So and that you could say that's American. Americans are more like no independent and get your own house, whereas other more traditional cultures, like what 3 generations living under one home, which is the way it was, especially in poorer times. But you're in America now. And not to say you can't hold on to traditions like living at home, but the economy's kind of geared like you go where the work is. You go where the money is. So there we go. Whatever you do, don't go to New York. I have all these guys kind of your age, same situation, but they're in New York. Oh, I gotta suck 48 penises to get an application in with the Teamsters. Why aren't people working? Whoa. Hat and clogs, $2. Don't let Cappy hold you back. Love is love. Nonstop Dre, $2. But Cappy, they say the Lord says everything is fair. Everyone is family. I thought you said the Lord would provide. Yeah, in a very, very, very broad way. I guess me and Hitler are related, aren't we? I guess me and Stalin, I guess me and every despicable person in history are related in some way. Even you and me, Dre. Completely. I don't have the magical black penis you got, but even you and I are related in some distant fashion. All right. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.